Welcome to 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 60 Football Academy and 60 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling.
All right, we're rolling. Happy Thursday. Welcome to 0 to 60. I am your host, Matt McChesney. Bailey's on the ones and twos. Everybody's favorite quarterback and head coach, Coach JB, is going to be joining us here today. Can't wait to have my boy on the show and talk about anything and everything because, goddamn, there's a lot to discuss out here in the world. Pay some bills and talk that shit. That's what Thursday's about. Phil Dukes is on tomorrow. He'll be joining us at 1 o'clock. To wrap up a great week of shows and talk in depth about the transfer portal and recruiting. No one knows more than Phil. So we'll have him on at 1 to wrap up the week. I'm excited about today's show. Bailey, let's get the bill paid done, and then we are rolling, dog.
Let's pay some bills. This show is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with constant real-time odds and action and the ability to watch the games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds in everything from football, NBA and college basketball, NHL to UFC and boxing. Head to the website today to see why BetOnline is America's most trusted site for online wagering. BetOnline, the game starts here and we roll. Matt, we are here on this fine Thursday and we got a great special guest that's about to join us in a couple minutes. But before he does join, I can't wait. I can't thank Coach JB enough for joining. Bill Belichick's it's official. He is the head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. Matt, we're here. What are your thoughts on this?
I didn't think it would happen, but it did. So look, if no other NFL team wanted Bill Belichick and this is the way for him to get back into coaching, then cool. I mean, he's an awesome coach, so I don't see how it can be a negative in that regard. Look, man, you can make all the jokes you want, but in reality, he is who he is. So we'll see if the college athlete is attracted to him and wants to play for him. But it's not so much him, it's can Josh McDaniels coach a college kid? Like, I played for Josh, bro. Josh is a prick son of a bitch. Like, he has no heart whatsoever inside of his chest. None. Like, the shit he does and says to players, I hope that he's, like, got it out of his system because the college kids will cry. NFL guys want to kill him. College kids will cry. So I just hope that his staff and him can kind of just loosen up a little, like 1%, and try and chameleon to this generation a little bit. Now, the chances of that happening are probably fucking zero, but at the same time, we'll see. The Josh McDaniels can't just trade all the good players. So hopefully Belichick's got a lock on that. But look, man, this is an opportunity for a great coach to keep coaching. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I'm interested to see what Coach JB says about it. But at the same time, you know, he's got a general manager. He'll have a recruiting structure. I'm sure guys will want to play for Coach Belichick because, like he said, it is going to be a portal to the NFL. But it's not the only one. Like, let's be real. It's far from the only, portal to the NFL out there. So this is either going to be extraordinary or fail miserably. I don't think there's going to be any middle of the road.
Absolutely. And yeah, Matt, our special guest is here, and we're going to continue to discuss Bill Belichick headed to North Carolina to be the next head coach of the Tar Heels in depth more. But our special guest is here. He's This guy's legendary JUCO coach. He's the star of Last Chance U on Netflix, seasons 3 and 4, Independence Community College, and now he's the host of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. Let's go ahead and bring him in, Coach Jason Brown. Coach JB, how you doing? Thank you for joining.
What up, brother? What up, guys?
Hey, bro. What's happening?
What up, man?
Shit.
Not much. Bill Belichick is the next head coach of North Carolina, and he's giving his press conference right now as we speak, I believe. What are your thoughts on this initially? They also brought in a good friend of the show, Michael Lombardi, well known on Pat McAfee as well, to be the GM of North Carolina. Coach JB, what are your thoughts on all this?
Man, interesting to say the least. I don't know. I was told by somebody close last week that it was he was interviewing North Carolina, not the other way around, for his son. Yeah, you know, who's gonna interview him? I don't think it's somebody on the earth can interview him. So I think he interviewed North Carolina. I think it was for his son. I think it still is to set up his son to be the head coach there. His dad coached there in the 50s. He has some sort of bucket list wish, or there's no other reason around this. I don't see it. Now, unless his agent or people too close to his vest are telling him this is what he has to do for a year to go back to the NFL, which would be absolutely disrespectful and crazy to think. Mm-hmm. But it seems as if the NFL has passed on him, or they would have let him in the league because he's 15 games short of Don Shula's all-time win record. There's no way, Matt, in my opinion, there's no fucking way in this God's green earth that he doesn't want that win record over coaching football. There's no way.
Look, I can understand the narrative behind like Coach Prime and the NFL and is he going to go and blah, blah, blah. Like the speculation just drives ratings, right? I know, damn, I know Tom Brady, Edelman, Gronk, Bailey, everybody knows that Coach Belichick is jonesing for that 15. He doesn't just want it, bro. It's like itching at him. So, look, I can't believe that there's not an NFL franchise, especially like the Raiders, with their lack of stability throughout the years. Why wouldn't they want someone as stable as Bill with Tom Brady as an owner? I think that Belichick's more apt to like jump to the NFL after a year or two than a lot of other coaches. Like they've got to know at North Carolina that this is extremely temporary, right? Like not only is he 72, but if he's already naming his kid as a coach in waiting, a lot of people have a problem with that shit. I don't have a problem with it at all. I don't have a problem with a coach setting their own kid up. I don't have especially if they're good. And Steve Belichick looks like he's a pretty good coach to me, I think. I don't know. But if you're a good player or a good coach, I don't have a problem with the daddy ball aspect of it. So, look, Belichick essentially just got the keys to an entire college program. They're not going to fuck with him at all. He's going to get every resource imaginable. Belichick's going to be walking around in some clean-ass J's. So that's pretty cool. Maybe get a little drip. But I'll tell you better guard the sorority house's homeboy because he's going to be on campus recruiting, if you know what I mean. 24-year-olds are rampant in North Carolina.
Yeah, but hey, man, I told him I had a viral video last year, man. If you can't get no pussy, you can't recruit.
I remember that, dude. I remember that segment. If you can't get any trim, you can't be on Coach JB's staff.
I think he's a master recruiter. As we look at it right now, he's got the baddest bitch on that campus.
Yeah, he's not hitting a home run every day. But there's the other thing is why? Why is he jonesing to coach that bad, or is this simply just a money grab and an attention grab? Because he's just bringing his entire staff with him from New England. It's like everybody that doesn't have a job, let's pray to God that Bill gets one so he can hire us because no one else will. No one else is lining up to hire Josh McDaniels or fucking Matt Patricia or Joe or Judge or any of these guys. They've all kind of ran their course, especially in the NFL and especially McDaniels. So how do you think like McDaniels is going to do as an offensive coordinator with some of these young cats, bro? Like I played for that man twice, and he's a prick.
Has he hired him officially?
Man,
Yeah, he's going to be the OC.
Did you see that? Is that 100%, Matt?
That's what he said yesterday.
Did he really say that? Oh,
yeah. He said he's bringing all of his guys with him.
I'm curious. That'd be interesting. Well, it is what it is. Listen, there's an ultra competitor, maybe the most competitive gambling, fucking winning cat we've ever seen ever, by the name of Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That last I checked is North Carolina blue in blood, and he is not going to want. He would want to see them win. He buys NASCAR teams. He buys basketball teams. He wants to win. I'm sure that he'll help Belichick out because I'm sure him and Tom Brady are boys. I'm sure Tom Brady, just for PR alone, would help Belichick out in his brand, push kids there, just like when Charlie Weiss was at Notre Dame, took a kid I coached in Jimmy Clausen. He got Tom Brady to call him. That landed him at Notre Dame. I don't see any big difference here. I think Belichick will do the same. And you know what? Listen, I was against it. I don't believe that. Not against it, because you know me, I want the old heads back in business, coaching these kids and mentoring.
I can't believe it's happening. I'm sure you're in the same boat. I can't believe it.
I'm the same way. I want to see it. I'm all for the old heads. Fuck, bring Nick Saban to be your DC and bring Pete Carroll to coach corners. Fuck it. I'm down for it all. Bring them all. But at the same time, Matt, like, how long? He's 72 years old, man. I just don't know how
Not
long. And you signed a 5-year deal? That's got to tell me 4 years.
Yeah, it's either 3 or 5. 50 mil, 10 mil a year. That's not bad. But look, I will say this. If this is happening like this and he's getting 10 million a year, I'm very eager to see the bump up for Coach Prime at CU. Like I'm eager to see what Rick George pays him, you know, when they give him a salary increase this year. And if it should be close to this number. And if it's not, then that sucks. But I'd imagine it will be. So this is kind of like this is a bar setter too for a lot of college coaches. It's, you know, I feel like there's a lot of college coaches that want to go coach in the NFL. And I feel like there's a lot of NFL coaches that are kind of like very standoffish and skeptical about going to coach in college because college has turned into like, it's no longer about just recruiting and getting on the road. Like if you don't have a Rolodex of connections already in college, you're going to really struggle these days, bro, because it has turned into the biggest back scratch league in the entire world.
Yeah, I know your prime sexual fans are probably in here saying Deion deserves $20 million and shit, but he's not Bill Belichick. Okay, fuck, calm down. Let's be honest. But on the other side, I'll defend Deion in this too. At least he's a college coach. Bill hasn't coached college since he was a D3 GA. I find that hard to – that's just the part I have a problem with. Like, I get it. He really got hired off a name, like a name. You're the name of all names. So, like, I get it. I mean, I just don't see how it's going to work. He's getting, like, what, top 5 money already?
Yeah, that $10 million a year for a college coach, I don't think Saban was making $10 million a year until like after the second or third natty. So, look, there's probably going to be some coaches that are rubbed the wrong way with this, bro. I think that it's good for college football because it just stokes the fire, right? Something else to talk about, and people are attracted to it now. Like, look, if I'm take yourself for example, you get full autonomy in college. Like, you don't have to walk in and deal with the politics of the NFL because the politics of college, they're being written right now with this new structure everywhere, right? You can just walk in and he has the green light to take over an entire fucking program. That's pretty appealing to me if I'm a coach.
Yeah, the politics, though, outweigh the NFL politics, though, because you got to deal with administrators and athletic directors and the collective.
But does he really? You really think that Bill's going to deal with that?
I don't mean dealing with it. What I mean is the repercussions of you cussing out of practice, and now you got to play daddy care dog. You got to deal with that bullshit where he don't want to deal with. Like in the NFL, you deal with the owner. Like, fuck the crowd, fuck the naysayers. I'm dealing with the owner. This is a professional. Here, you're going to have some fucking Yahoo coming off that's at practice who owns the BMW dealer down the street that gives money, and he's gonna say, "Hey man, I don't like how you guys yell at the kids," and then he's got to deal with that fucking hoopla with the AD.
I've never heard anybody say I don't like the way you yell at the kids ever in the history of college football.
Yeah.
So,
and
especially at your practice or any practice I was involved in. So,
I'm just saying, like, it happens. I'm just saying, like, I said fuck you for put earmuffs on, but at the same time, it's still happening, and I don't know. It's a little bit more political, in my opinion, where you just deal with the owner in the NFL. I don't got to give a fuck about what you think. So
I think it might be less. We agree to disagree. I think it might be less. He can just take over, and I don't think anybody in North Carolina is going to say a damn thing to him. Kind of like at CU, like Coach Prime has full autonomy to do whatever he wants, whenever he wants. So that's
hey, real quick.
This could be the new direction of college football, bro. Like, just go hire a big name.
Yeah.
And let them take over. And I just Coach Prime's kind of wrote the book on it, and it's pretty cool.
Hey, does your audience know anything about me and Dion? Do they know I know him?
No, and they don't know anything about me and you either. Like, I look, because you brought it up, I'm just going to address it. I'll address it because it's my show. Gentlemen and ladies in the chat, Coach JB and I go back like years, bro. He's my homeboy, and we wouldn't have this show without Coach JB. He's the one that helped us facilitate this entire thing after being on his show for so long, after being on corporate radio and many other things. Just because he may not agree with what we say doesn't mean we shouldn't have him on the show because your little feelings are hurt. Like, you guys, he doesn't hate Colorado. He's really close with Coach Prime and shit that you don't know that we know. His opinion's different, and I'm telling you, I would much rather have you as a fan not tune in because you can't handle a different opinion than ever kick off somebody with a different opinion. So everyone just pump your brakes on this shit. You're just putting a red flag up on yourself. Like, you actually think I'm going to listen to you? Come on, dog. It's okay if we have a difference of opinion on here, and he'll just tell you to go fuck yourself. So I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah, you said it eloquently. Yeah, I think I got a little more than an IG message, by the way. I think I talked to Shador actually quite often. I mean, not Shador, sorry, Shiloh quite often.
It's just it's crazy to me. Like, why would you have him on the show? He hates Colorado. No, his opinion's different on everything football related.
Has anyone figured out? I hate everything. I hate everyone.
He hates everyone. Exactly.
Yes.
He hates everything, not just Colorado.
Everything.
Give me a break.
I hate fucking North Carolina. I hate fucking USC. I hate you fucking prime sexual fuck boys. Okay? God damn. I love Matt and I love Bailey. All right.
Love you too, bro. But like, it's this. Like, we don't play this like just because we disagree with somebody, and we don't really disagree on that much. We're not going to talk to him game. So everybody
does your crowd know?
Maybe you should just flip the channel.
Yeah, does your chat know that leaders create more leaders and not more followers, and that means they don't bend over and take it in the ass? By the way, none of you in here have ever met Dion, and you don't know Dion, and Dion doesn't give a fuck about any of you in here. So you prime sexual fanboys, please let me know, were you Colorado fans 2 years ago and living in Florida? No, you weren't. Shut the fuck up. You're probably some of the people that tried to hack my channel, you fucking idiots.
And with that, let's talk some Colorado Buffaloes football. Coach, I can't thank you enough for joining, man. Colorado takes on BYU in the Alamo Bowl. And Coach Prime, I think, unlike some other coaches in the college football realm, is having his players play. And I want to kind of get your take on this. I know for a couple of years you've been calling out players sitting out bowls and not playing. Here's Coach Prime's comments on whether Travis Hunter will play in the bowl game and just his players in general. Take a listen.
Plethora of seniors that are pro-bound. And guess what? Every last one of them are going to play. We don't tap out. We don't sit out. It's a blessing to play this wonderful game. Our kids are going to play. We got a kid that's probably going to pick up, not probably, what I'm talking about, matter of factly going to pick up the Heisman Trophy this week, and he's going to play. We got another quarterback who picked up an award last weekend, and he's going to play. We have receivers that I know are going pro, and guess what? They're going to.
Coach, what are your thoughts on this? I know you've had this take for a couple of years now. What are your thoughts saying that?
It's God's message to opt out. It's God's will. Shut the fuck up. Stop tweeting out that it's God's will to transfer to 5 schools in 5 years. Stop tweeting out.
Well, that doesn't have anything to that's not the.
No. I'm telling you what kids are doing and saying every single day. I'm tired of dealing with the kids saying on a tweet that it was God's choice that I left this school to go to this school. It's not. Stop.
Well, what about playing in the bowl game though? I mean,
that's the thing. I'm saying these kids are also saying the same thing. It's God's will that I opt out of a bowl game. I want to say this. Deion Sanders may be able to change the entire game, which I would pay the utmost homage to. I actually texted him and told him, man, I am so glad you're doing this because now Fran Brown has done it at Syracuse. Now the next guy might do it at another school. And now you have a whole, he may be the trendsetter or the transcender that changes this full circle back to why Belichick is coaching college football right now. Why some of these other guys may get back into the game like Saban. Who knows? Deion might be saying, hey, listen, if Deion Sanders, top 2, 3 greatest football players ever, in my opinion, I would have him at 1 or 2 or 3. No question. If I can get guys to play for me, and I am telling you to play because I played in what you call meaningless fucking bowl games. By the way, the last time I checked, once we start paying you fucks, that's a business decision, and you honor the business decision by signing up for this game that we all love to play, apparently. Or do we? Like, do we really love to play, or do you just want a fucking bag of money? Because I'm just tired of seeing the guys go from KJ Jefferson went from Arkansas to Central Florida, and now he's going back to Arkansas. Don't tell me that he left for a fucking reason. You're leaving because you're fucking soft. And I'm just telling you, the bottom line is I love that Deion is holding his guys accountable, telling them we're going to fucking play. Fran Brown did the same thing. We're seeing other guys do it. I hope he changes the world again back to what we know it as and play for the fucking games that are on the schedule, regardless if they're after a game or not. Here's the cool part. I posted a video last night of Travis Hunter hooping in an intramural game a few years ago, right? Mm-hmm. And I go, I know Travis is playing, but all the kids that play intramural basketball, either during the season or after, which we all did, Matt. We used to run the fucking intramural.
All true. We used to run all the time.
So you're risky. You're not worried about getting hurt there, but you're worried about playing one more bowl game and getting fucking hurt to cost you an NFL season. Shut the fuck up. Half of you guys are jet skiing. Half of you are out here skiing on water or snowboards. Miss me with all that shit, man. Play the game.
Well, I agree with you. I think that this changes the tone. I think it changes the narrative. The guys want to play. They're not being forced to by any means. I love that. Like, oh, Coach Prime's making them play. Nah, man, they want to play. Not only do they want to play for their dad and coach one more time, but again, that we talked about this. Bailey and I have been talking about this forever. This is the last ride of the Sanders family, right? So everybody's together for the last time. Bucky's together for the last time out there, putting everybody on. Uncle Neely's out there for the last time. T.O.'s going to be out there for the last time. You know, all the celebrities going to be out there for the last time. Not the last time ever. The last time with this group. It's the last time Shador and Shiloh and Travis and Jimmy Horn and Coach Prime all get to be together. So I think it's going to be like a party putting 10 wins on the season. You know, I feel extremely vindicated from the beginning of the year, obviously, when I was getting pelted with, you know, there's no fucking way this is going to happen and it's not a real program and blah, 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 blah. Now they're going to win 10 games and the Heisman. I think that Coach Prime is setting the tone for guys to go back and start playing in the meaningless bowl games. I never thought it was meaningless. I thought it was awesome. Like, making a bowl is hard. Playing in it is an opportunity to put more tape out there, number one. But then it's an opportunity to go play with your homeboys one more time and just really, really take that week, you know, that you get to really soak it all in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to lie, bro, that when I got done in the bowl game in the Houston Bowl 20 fucking years ago now, when we beat UTEP, when they had Jordan Palmer at quarterback and like they were a good ass team. Mike Price, the old Alabama coach, was their headband. They had a good ass year. And when we won that game 33-28 and Klatt was the MVP and shit, man, I was so emotional afterwards because I knew it was the last time I ever got to don the black and gold. It's the last time I ever got to put that you know, the fucking number on my chest. And I feel like there's a lot of guys who don't take or haven't in the past taken the opportunity to really sit back and say, well, this is what it means. This is what it's supposed to mean. So I love that Coach Prime's doing this. I think that it will change the tide. I don't think there's as many guys that think like, it's all about just business as we think there are. I think there's a lot of kids that actually want to play in bowl games, and the majority of these guys aren't in a position where they get to sit out anyway. So it's good to see the upper echelon players playing. That's, it makes the bowl games very interesting. It forces the BYU 30-year-olds that are all married with 4 kids to actually play in the game as well. So you can't just fucking soak on that Saturday night. You actually have to go play football. So look, dog, I'm all about this. I think that there's going to be a trend in the other direction where guys are going to continue to play in these games. And they should, bro, because it's an honor and an opportunity. And please, to the God of skinny punks, win a bowl game so I can stop talking about the fact that we haven't won one since I was a senior. We have not won a fucking bowl game since 2004. That's 20 years. It needs to end in 2 weeks in San Antonio, and I think it will.
The problem is the other coaches got to drop their nuts, though, and do it. Because if the other coaches across America who are so eager to take a kid out of a portal and all that, if they stop taking other people's garbage, number one, and if they stop allowing their kids to do what they wish to do and not be the adult in the room, then, only then, will you make an impact. Fran Brown did it. After Deion said it, Fran Brown did it. Now, who's next to do it? Or how many, or 129 other D1 head coaches going to just say, it is what it is. It's cute, but you guys can do whatever you want. We are in the place of entitlement. You'll never see Carson Palmer, Josh Booty, Matt Leinart all in the same QB room anymore because these kids want to chase bags instead of be developed. And it is a direct correlation as to why the NFL quarterback rooms are as fucking bad as I've ever seen them. We don't want to get developed anymore in college. We want to chase bags. We are super entitled by the enabled daddy, parent, 7-on-7, trainer, street agent, that we are doing this on an all-time high. I'm glad Deion's standing on business and he's teaching these kids more about life than just football, because God's honest truth to everybody out there, all the prime sexuals in the chat, only 1% of you guys are going to go to the NFL, man. Just keep it honest. 99% of you guys aren't. You're not going to the NFL. So Prime and Deion Sanders and that whole situation is setting them up for success when they go get hit in the fucking mouth by the real world when their seasons and careers are over. So I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing Matt mentioned, I mean, we're seeing the top echelon players, at least in this situation, of Shore Travis play. If we could see that more across college football, you're seeing Cam Ward. I think he's going to play in the Pop-Tart Bowl. I'd like to see that. We'll see. I thought he said he's playing in it. But if you see
Shedeur playing makes everybody else that plays quarterback in the draft play. Travis playing makes everybody else that plays receiver and DB. Like, well, if he's going to play and he won the Heisman and all this shit, why can't you play? Like, the fact that like players have to be convinced to play these days is crazy to me, bro. I always looked at it like, wow, I get to play today. This is fucking awesome. Rather than, oh, damn it, I have to go play in a bowl game. Fuck, you're gonna go train.
You know what I was told? You know what's crazy, Matt? You know what I was told by a GM, an NFL GM? You guys would probably figure out who told me this, but the amount of kids that opt out of bowl games or their last part of the season or what have you, and then enter the draft. First of all, 1% of those opt-outs don't even get invited to the fucking combine in Indianapolis, just contrary to everyone's belief. Number one, that's fact. Number two, even less percentage of that gets invited to an NFL camp or gets drafted. So doesn't this make sense to play one more football game so the eye in the sky that never lies can get eyes on you? Rather than you hope and wish in one hand and shit in the other one to see what fills up first, getting an invite to a Naptown fucking combine, which you'll never get? Wouldn't you rather have your last film of a bowl game against competition rather than you running a 40 and doing a fucking 40-inch vertical jump? Yeah. You don't get drafted.
That's what I would think it would be more.
Stupid. These kids are getting, they're being told lies. Yeah, and I don't give a fuck if you're at UC Davis, Colorado State, Colorado School of Mines, Adams State. If you have film, though, it's a lot greater than me going out and running a fucking 40 that you're going to come up lame and pull a hamstring in anyway because you're soft as pussy. So that's the issue I have. Go get game film, and then guess what? It may actually help you go to the USFL, the CFL, Arena League, and whatever it takes to keep playing to get film to move on up, do it. But you sitting around thinking you're going to get a fucking combine invite? You're not. They're taking 50 of those guys, Matt. Will you tell them? 50. So yeah. I'm just saying.
The opportunity to keep playing is something that guys sit around and go, well, I really wish I could just get one more game. Well, here's your one more game, dog. Don't sit out and cheat yourself. Go enjoy it. We'll play.
I'm telling you right now, the reason why is because there's a bunch of fucking idiots out here who get a hold of these kids in AAU 7-on-7, AAU for basketball, 7-on-7 for football, and Youth Pop Warner, and they move them around 7 times because they're probably fucking the mamas, and they think they're really invested. And the mama don't know shit anyway. She has no fucking idea what recruiting really is. She's just fucking the street agent or the 7-on-7 coach thinking they're invested in the kid. No, they just want to fuck you. And then takes the kid, moves him to 4 high schools in 4 years. So he goes from fucking school A to school B. And then guess what? Now guess what? Guess what the mom asked Matt? Guess what the mom is asking Matt at 0 to 60? Hey, why hasn't my kid got a scholarship? Why hasn't my kid got a scholarship, Matt? I'm just a fucking personal trainer. I'm training your kid in the trenches. I'm not fucking getting his recruiting done, but I can. So Matt takes over for recruiting for the motherfucker.
No, I'm getting the recruiting done, and that's not true at all. I got 520 in 15 years. The recruiting's getting done.
No, that's what I'm saying. So the mom now has to go, oh, my high school coach didn't get it done because the street agent moved me 4 times, and now Matt has them, and Matt having to finalize and get them a fucking scholarship. Like, this is the problem, dog. The mamas and these coaches and these other people aren't putting their foot down and understanding and turning over rocks and saying, all right, what's the real deal? Stop letting your kid go play with these fucking nobodies who are cross-coaching their own high school coach, telling them, don't listen to your coach, do what I do. We're going to go get this bag. Dog, it's so shitty out here right now. It's the wild, wild west at all levels, not just college or the portal. It starts at 7-on-7 in the youth. And it's fucking bad. I'm just telling you.
Well, if you can gunfight, the Wild Wild West is pretty fun. So I guess we'll see what happens. They're going to put some stipulations on this eventually. So I guess we'll see.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, Coach, I can't thank you enough for joining. Before you get out of here, I got to ask you, we're at the end of the season. Before Colorado takes on BYU in a bowl game, we haven't talked about Shedeur Sanders' play much this season. We talked briefly before the season, but I wanted to get your just opinion on just take as to his play this season. He obviously had a hell of a year, won the Golden Arm Award. I believe the award tonight comes out for – I mean, he's had a hell of a season. What are your thoughts on his season? Should he have been a Heisman finalist? Go ahead.
I think if Travis Hunter was, I think he should have been. Offensively, he's their best player, right? I think he had to deal with, Horn being not productive for a while there on a stretch. I know he didn't get the catches and stats that we all thought he would, but then what's his name, Shepard or whatever. I know you guys know he stepped up, and you had other guys step up and do better. I think he threw for almost $4,000. I think he's the best deep ball thrower in the draft. Mm-hmm. But having said that, I think this is the worst quarterback draft in my lifetime. So I'm just going to say that. I think he's the best deep ball thrower. I think him and the BYU kid are the 2 best in the conference. Arizona State's guys coming up. I just wish they would have played Arizona State. I wish they would have played Iowa State. I wish they would have played BYU in the conference, because I don't believe the NCAA, the conference schedule makers, forward thought this, because I think it could have helped the playoff, which I think is an absolute fucking joke. I think it would have helped, and it would have kept maybe a Penn State or an Indiana out, which didn't even play each other. They didn't even fucking play each other in a conference where really Ohio State and Oregon ran. And if they would have played each other, maybe one of them motherfuckers would have been out. And if Colorado would have played somebody, you guys had an argument, maybe they got in. See what I'm saying? It was a bad scheduling situation throughout the country. And I think that you would have saw Shedeur go against BYU, which we're now going to see in a bowl game. Well, listen, frankly, I'll be honest, too late. I don't really want to watch Colorado play BYU because how many opt-outs are going to be with BYU? How many fucking – they're all going to play BYU?
Everybody's playing on both sides.
And listen, one of my best friends in the world is Kalani Sitake. We all, most people that know me know and him. He's the same as Dion. He ain't letting guys opt out either, and that's not really a Polynesian way culturally. So I'm glad to see this game because both teams will play. But at the same time, I rather saw that game week 8. I'm just saying because
I would have liked to see it week 8 too. Shit.
This game could have been a lot more meaningful. I mean, not this game, but I would have much rather saw them play Miami. I don't know why the schedulers would not have fucking done that. It makes zero sense. Zero sense.
That would have been a badass bowl game.
But I think he's the best deep ball thrower to answer your question. I think his motion's a little elongated for me as it translates to the next level. And I don't know how strong his arm is, to be honest, but it's very good. I have no question. I think he's the best deep ball thrower. And I love his nuts and guts standing in the pocket. But at the same time, is he going to translate to being a guy that we're talking about in 5 to 7 years in the NFL? That's going to be the question that we have to wait and see. I just don't know. I think he's poised though. I think he holds the ball much too long. I think he needs to get rid of the football. I think that, I was a slow white guy in the pocket that had an awful O-line my whole career. I never took sacks and I never blamed the O-line. I made the O-line look good. And I think Matt can even attest, quarterbacks make O-line look good, not the other way around. So that's just what it is. O-line has a much harder position, a job at the point of attack than the QB does, especially in the gun 7 yards deep when I'm already hiding from you. O-line has to engage right fucking now with possible different fronts and pressures and spies and all this different things. Make them look good, man, and then feed them on the weekends. And I think Shedeur does a good job with that as far as that goes. I think he takes care of his O-line, just like Cam Ward does in Miami. Other guys do. So I'm good to see that. I used to feed my guys every Friday night. It is what it is. And they were shitty. But guess what? Don't let them know that. So, I mean, that is what it is.
Until now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you right now, Cam Ward misses too many layups for me, meaning easy completions that you're supposed to make consistently. Cam Ward misses a lot of that shit. I'm not high on Cam. There's just not a lot of guys in this draft that I'm high on. I'm not high on Dylan Gabriel. I don't think he translates. It is what it is, man. You can call me a hater, nitpicker all you want, but I think I have a track record for being pretty fucking right with QBs coming out of college into the league. You guys can go Google me, all you fanboys out there. But I think he's the best deep ball thrower. I want to see him translate to the NFL, and he's going to have to get a quicker clock in his head. He's going to have to strap up the elongation of the motion. I think he needs to come more sock the wall instead of cocking it back. He's already long already. And I don't know if he's athletic enough or freaky enough. I think he's athletic. I think he's Patrick Mahomes-esque. That's just how I look at it. He's ad-lib enough to get out of the pocket to make plays, but he's not a Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, Josh Allen. He's not going to sustain running around back there. He has to get rid of the football, and he's going to have to do that by quickening up his delivery and his mental fortitude. Get the ball out now. He's not going to have the luxury of being Kyler Murray 4-3 that can run around and get out of there in the NFL. So I want to see it unfold, but he had a hell of a fucking year, 4,000 yards, whatever. What do you have, 38? I don't know what he had. But
38 touchdowns, 8 picks.
Yeah, I don't know how he's left out. I think it's one of those things where if you think you have the Heisman winner and Travis, we can't have two. I don't know. That's how a lot of these fucks think, man. I think I'm like, fuck you. That's a you problem. If we got all 4 of my players are Heisman candidates, fucking put them in there. Like that's how I am. Same with Coach of the Year. Same with all that shit. I think we reward mediocrity too much now, and it's become our new excellence. Dan Lanning's fucking undefeated. He should be Coach of the Year. I'm sorry. It is what it is. You can talk about all the great coaches that what they've done here and there, but listen. My guy, Cignetti at Indiana, great job. They beat nobody. They had the worst fucking strength of schedule and besides SMU in the playoff. I love him, but you know what? Dan Lanning wins games. He beat Ohio State. He's in the only unblemished team in the tournament. And guess what? He beat 3 teams in the playoffs. No other team's done that. He's the fucking Coach of the Year. Let's start rewarding guys who earn it, not guys who we think deserve a fucking award. So that's where I'm at. That's what we should do for everything in life, not just coaching, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens, man. I'm excited to see this shit show of a 12-team playoff that I think is going to be an absolute mockery.
Well, I think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, you know why I know it's a mockery? The first round, have you seen the odds?
I haven't, no.
They're like they're like 12, 14, 6. If it was so fucking legit, why aren't those like pick-me games?
I think there's money to be made on that, but
Vegas knows.
Let me ask you before. So you said you don't like very many quarterbacks in this class. One, do you think Shedeur is the best quarterback in this draft class? And two, we had Sean King on the other day, and he said, Shedeur, in order for Shedeur to have success, it's got to be a good fit in the NFL. And we discussed a couple teams in the NFL. Do you have a team like maybe the Raiders or the Giants? Any of those top teams you think would be a good fit for him? Is my other question.
So listen, I'll break it down, man. This is how bad I think this class is. Like Kyle, here's another guy that I think should be in the consideration because this guy, Kyle McCord, goes over to Syracuse and breaks all these fucking records. And he did that when he was super average at an Ohio State team last year with Ryan Day, who for some reason can't beat Michigan. And it doesn't really matter what quarterback Ryan Day has. They're shitty. The bottom line is they're a Lamborghini with hubcaps, and Ryan Day is on eggshells right now. He better win it all. So Kyle McCord is another guy, in my opinion, that could have had it easily been invited to this thing for the year he had at Syracuse. But again, I don't see him translating. Drew Aller, I believe, Nussmeier, Milroe is an athlete. He has no shot at being an NFL QB, in my opinion. Carson Beck, to me, looks like he just fucking snorted a line. Has no shot. No shot. Quinn Ewers has fallen on my stock. Quinn Ewers has fallen off my board completely. I'm just telling you. Cam Ward missed his layups. Miller Moss at SC. I don't know if he's entering the draft or not.
He's in the portal.
Yeah, he's in the portal. Fuck. You know what? I don't love the class. Like I said, Jackson Dart is probably the most game ready. He reminds me the most of Bo Nix, meaning he's had a shit ton of starts. So that equates to the NFL. Shedeur Sanders at least has played 3 years in a row and basically every game. I think that matters. Mm-hmm. So if you ask me the question, is he the best quarterback in college football? Shit, statistically, I mean, yeah, him and Kyle McCord. Are they the best for the NFL? I don't know. I don't know a guy in this draft that I would probably take over him right now. I don't like any of them.
Well, there you have it, man.
Now to your team point, man, listen, the Raiders are shit. So do you want them to go there and get fucking rocked and bamboozled again and look shitty? And then now we don't ever get to see them develop. That's the problem, man. We put these kids in these places and start them as rookies, and then we expect them to be great, and then we shit on them after a bad season because they're in a bad team. Look at my guy, Sam Darnold, who everybody shit on, who I coached and said, hey, this guy's really fucking good. He hasn't had a shot. He's been through 6 head coaches, 6 OCs, 3 teams, 2 of the teams being the worst in the NFL, fucking Carolina and the Jets. Now all of a sudden he's great. Did he take some type of fucking medicine overnight? No. He had a shit whole organization that drafted him. I don't want to see that because that'll basically ruin these young kids' careers. And that's what I see in Shedeur, Cam Ward, these guys going to the Raiders or Jacksonville or who else is that? You know, the Giants. The Giants Giants would be scaring me to death by the moves they've made that have made their program and franchise so bad. If I'm Dion, I'm like, no. Giants, you guys are ruining fucking players left and right. I don't know where I would go, but those are the teams you're going to have pick, that's going to be very interested in Shedeur, in my opinion. Right. So, I don't know. And I don't even know if AP will be in the Raider. I grew up with AP. I don't know if he'll be a Raider next year. We'll Unfortunately, that's how this game is. They're not going to see the problem between him and the guy in Atlanta. They're not going to say this is his first year in Vegas, which it really is, but they're not going to say it because he was an interim and they're going to act as if he's been there 2 years. No, really, this is year one. He deserves some years, but they won't do it. They'll fuck him. And that's the problem. He has no QB. He's got to draft one. He got rid of Devontae fucking Adams. They got rid of Josh Jacobs. How fucking good do you think they're going to be?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what team best fits them because I don't really watch each team like that anymore. I just know the teams that are shit shows, and that's probably most likely, as Matt knows, the teams that are going to draft him. And I would actually be hoping he goes somewhere and sits and gets to watch. I would throw this at you. If Aaron Rodgers gets off the weed and the ayahuasca and all the weirdo shit and can play,
right.
Can he play one more year? Can he get back to playing one more year solid, Matt?
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys draft Shador there. I would rather see him back up Aaron Rodgers and learn for 1 year.
No, they'll just fuck it up.
Worst nightmare.
I'm just
I
saying.
don't want anybody good to go to the Jets anymore. If you're good, stay away from the Jets. They'll just fuck you up.
But you know what I'm saying. I would let us see him learn from one person, and Aaron Rodgers would be a great guy to learn from in the NFL. Other than all the weird shit, but he'd be a great quarterback to learn from. So I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. I would have a guy. I wouldn't mind him going to back up a guy that has some real savviness that can teach him the game at the NFL level.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I can't thank you enough for joining, man. We're going to discuss. We're going to have a whole offseason. Discuss where Shador Sanders lands and stuff, and we're gonna have you on before the bowl game. Discuss Coach Prime having his players play in the bowl game along with Kalani Sitake at BYU as well. Coach, I can't thank you enough for joining. I'll reach out offline, and thank you for joining, man.
Hey, Prime Sexuals, you Prime Sexuals, stay up, bitch boys. Later.
Man, great show. Prime Sexuals in the chat. Fuck shit.
Move on from it, for God's sakes. Stop.
I got shit to say, yo.
Just stop on both sides. I'm fucking tired of hearing it.
Jesus Christ.
That's not the point of today's show, is to start this discontent and this shit talking. I'm not doing it. So just everyone move the fuck on from it. I'm over it.
Well, we had a great show, great conversations, great breakdowns. Shout out to Coach JB for joining. And great show on this fine Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow with Philip Dukes, 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Mountain, 12 p.m. Pacific. Matt, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
No, man. We'll be back tomorrow. See you guys then.
See you guys tomorrow. Become a member. We'll see you tomorrow. Philip Dukes at 3 Eastern. Peace.